Hey, what's going on, my friends? The name is Rabbit, and welcome to episode 88 of our blind Let's Play for Grandia 2 Anniversary Edition. In our previous episode, we spent the last half of it divvying up some of those special and magic coins that were just sort of idling in our inventory. We ended up finally maxing out all of the books that we've acquired thus far, and all of the leftover coins were sort of divvied up into various skills and specific magic spells. So we should only, I'm hoping anyway, have one last section of the Great Rift to explore. We just gained access to the Great Rift number 3, so let's go ahead and dive into it. I surely cannot imagine that there's a fourth one. I don't think anywhere that we've visited thus far has had more than 3 sections, so I feel pretty confident that this is the end of the Great Rift. So let us keep on going. Hopefully we'll have some new monsters to face off against. So far it's just been a bunch of repeats, which is a bit lame, but oh my gosh, hey, talk about a correct prediction. Looks like we've got some, what are these? Desert divers. Okay, liking the alliteration there. I'm just gonna try to speed things up and we'll go ahead and cast Tornado. I don't know, maybe Howl will be effective against them too. I don't know, but let's just go ahead and give it a go. So I guess to wrap up a story that has taken me 2 episodes to just lightly sprinkle on you guys. Oh my god, Howl fucked them up. So this tornado is certainly overkill, but whatever. As long as we take them out, that's all that matters. So I was telling you guys that relatively recently, my husband and I watched Zootopia. And yes, we acknowledge that we're well behind the hype train since the film came out a year ago. And everyone loved it, but for whatever reason, we weren't into going to the cinema to see it. We thought we would just wait until, DVDs or Blu-rays or whatever came out. Woohoo, go Merrick, hitting level 43. What the fuck, already? You know what? We'll just go ahead. I'll keep you guys in for this. No harm done, right? So, yeah, you know what? Why not just go ahead, my dear Tio? It's so fast to kill these guys, there's really no reason for us to call it quitsies. But, anyhow, I want to finish this fucking story because I know some of you are probably going to be thinking, what the fuck is with this cliffhanger? Just tell us what you thought of Zootopia. Okay, I fucking will, fam, I will. Well, upon reading a lot of reviews months ago, I was expecting the film to, be typical cute Disney film with anthropomorphic animals and, a sweet message to hit home. And it absolutely was that. But I saw from both positive reviews as well as negative reviews that people thought the movie was a bit preachy in terms of how heavily it tried to hit home about racism being wrong. And that, I think, was kind of the point behind a few people's distaste for it, was that they thought, God, like how many different ways can they tell us that racism is wrong? Well, I actually, and my husband too, didn't feel like the film was as much about racism as it was just in general about getting along with others. And I'll elaborate on that here in just a moment after we see this cutscene here. So Merrick starts off by saying, a wall of clouds, remarkable. Is it really remarkable, Merrick, or is it a bit interesting? I don't know. What the fuck is Ryudo getting ready to do? He's not... Why? Why would you ever try to jump into this? Ouch. What the hell? What's going on here? Ryudo, what the fuck are you thinking? Looks like we're not going forward. But it is only wind. We must continue, for we have come so far. But what will we do? Tio, what is your concern? Oh my gosh, those are other robots! Or automata, I think is what they're called in this game. What are they? What are those things, Tio? They seem to be soldiers, slain long ago. They are my sisters. Aw, that's really sad. Soldiers? This would appear to be a graveyard for soldiers. Aw. Yeah, they even look like her. That sucks for them. Oh, that's rough. Oh, Tio. Wait, did she grab the head? Can she still communicate with them? Even though they clearly would be deactivated, right? But perhaps they'd still retain their last memory or last order they had received, so she can extract that possibly. It seems they charged this wall. They were all destroyed, as they knew they would be. Then why the hell did they do it anyway? They did as they were directed. Let us go to the Demon's Law over there. I can make this wall of wind disappear. Then we go there. I really like that track, by the way. That was very pretty. Aw, but how sad. Tio had to grab the head and see what she could make happen with that. But anyhow, as we are running and following Tio's advice there, I, again, didn't get the impression that the theme was about racism so much as it was about people from different walks of life, different backgrounds coming together for a common goal. So in the film, we know that the two main characters, Judy and Nick, are from completely different backgrounds. The film kind of spells out that Nick is in his 30s, so during that conversation when he was drolling on about how he's been kind of hustling since he was 12, Judy said something about calculating that he had avoided taxes for the last 20-some years. So I'm thinking he was like 32 in the film, and Judy was like 24, going on 25 possibly. So, you know, they're from two different complete age gaps, or there was a complete age gap with the difference there. And on top of that, one's from the city, one's from the countryside. So in addition to the fact that there's almost a decade difference between the two characters, one came from a much more rural upbringing and the other one from a rougher, more, city style. Oh, that's Demon's Law. We're not quite ready to go in there. Let's do some exploring and picking up of shit. Oh, energy ring. Plus we got something called serpentine. So let's check out both of those. I don't see serpentine. Serpentine. I'm glad you're mine. Where the fuck are you, though? I'm not seeing it. Where is this fucking thing that we picked up, you guys? Or am I just blind and not? I don't see this serpentine. It looks like it should be something like an attack item. Oh, it's right here. So power 1500, bombs launched on arrows. Wow, that's pretty freaking cool. And then let's look at the energy ring. So plus 15 to defense, damage ups. Ooh, SP recovery by 5. That's not bad at all, especially since I use Tio's tornado. But again, I don't feel compelled to switch anything out quite yet. So wait. Let me grab my money. Don't touch me, honey. And you know what I'll do? I'm just gonna kill both of these monsters here, and then we'll head into the new area together. So 1 second. Okay, everything should be dead. Tio had hit level 43 in the previous fight, and now you guys were able to see Elena hit level 43 as well. So we are all sitting evenly, at least regarding our levels, and I don't think there were any other branching paths or secret areas for us to access. So shall we head into that Demon's Law place that Tio was referencing? I say yes. And I guess to kind of drive home my point, I just wanted to target at least that criticism that I saw in multiple places for Zootopia, that people just felt like, oh my gosh, how many different ways can they talk about racism, and it doesn't feel appropriate for the kind of film that it was, since it was talking about different species, or it featured different species anyway. Like, racism's just not, what the fuck? I can't go up that way. Very interesting. I just saw a lot of people saying that it wasn't an appropriate comparison, but I honestly didn't get the impression that it was referring to racism. It felt more like it was just, again, talking about people learning to overcome their differences and come together to, achieve some sort of common goal or overcome an obstacle that is impacting both of you. even if you're not seeing eye to eye on every single little thing along the way. But more on that in just a second. Let's look at the contents of this chest we just opened. We got a red bird stone, panacea, and a phoenix hat. What? Okay. It's going to be a lot for me to remember. Panacea cures all status disorders. Makes sense. We got a red bird stone, which might, oh, it's right here. Power, 1200, fire-based attack, and then some sort of fucking hat. A phoenix hat reduces IP slowing, plus 34 to defense. That could actually be pretty useful. Not for you, maybe for Elena. Confusion resistance. I don't think we need to worry too much about confusion. What else does everyone have? You know what? I'm just going to make this easy on myself and plop that onto Elena. I think that's a good choice. So let us now actually get into exploring the area instead of just picking up treasures and trinkets along the way. So yes, anyway, I think that criticism of the film is not fair. And I saw it so many times that I kind of wanted to open with that I don't know, you guys. I didn't think it was talking about racism at all. So I'd love to hear just, what the fuck is this? Is this okay, that is going to be a monster that is going to fuck us up possibly. But Hero's Elixir. Let's see if we can find this here. Revives character +5 all levels. That has to be a temporary effect though, right? Right? I think yes. It would have to be. There's no fucking way. And then this was the other side, I think. Let me just make sure. Okay, yes. Very interesting way for them to have broken up coming into here. So, like I was starting to say, I would love to hear, what your initial impression, at least regarding its message, was. So, with me, just pointing out that I disagree with people's breakdown of what the theme was. I will say that I don't think the movie was as good as other people were acting like it is. Like, it was cute and it was fun, but I thought, pretty cliche, kind of predictable, and pretty stereotypical buddy cop duo vibe is what I was getting from it. But I'll talk a little bit more about that in just a second. Let's engage this Minotaur. Is that what this is? I don't know. I guess we'll find out shortly. And I think we have enough time to go ahead and kill this. What do you guys say? So snow leopards and then a lek garter? I think we can... Oh, shit! Oh, I'm so bad, you guys. You know what? It's fine. Let's check out Zap All because reasons. Or maybe we should start with... Let's start out with actual status stuff. And then we'll look at some new spells that we've unlocked. I think that's probably the best way to go. We've seen great success in previous boss fights. Even, mini boss fights by lowering movement speed, lowering defense, slowing down their speed, raising my own speed. I think I will go ahead and have Ryudo cast this spell runner. We'll get that bad boy going. And Merrick should be able to utilize his spells now. In the past, I haven't really been relying on him for that. He hasn't been the best. His raw DPS has been much more powerful. But I think he's at a point now where it's not too bad. And Lion's Roar has been outstanding since we got access to it with him. I've been focusing on leveling that up for him first. And it's proven to be quite successful. I should probably heal Elena, but we're not going to open with that. Instead, I think I will do digging, maybe twice. So this round, I believe I'll have Tio go ahead and just cast some spells, get that new Zap All off. I don't think anything else that she's got is new, so this should bring us up to speed with Tio. Is he really doing this? Knock it off. I guess they are snow leopards, so they're going to be relying on that ice and magic. Makes sense, makes sense. Oh, thank God. I thought they were targeting Elena for a second there. It was about to be a wrap for her. Maybe she could have survived, but I don't know. You never fucking know. What do I want to do with you, though, Ryudo? I think if I can... Let's try to quickly get defense loss off. Lower their defense while ours is raised. That'll make these next couple of attacks, I believe, a bit more effective. At least hopefully. Fingers crossed. Oh, man. They do a lot of damage. Lek Garter. What the fuck is a Lek? I don't know how I feel about this. Okay, let's get our second round of digging off. And we should be good to go with the offense plus some heals interspersed between the damage. Let's do we want to do Hellburner? We can check that out. We could also do, have we seen Quake? I think we have. Well, let's just go in order. Let's start with Hellburner. It's going to be slow as fuck for Merrick to charge up, but it shouldn't be a big deal. Okay, so while we've got these spells kind of rolling across the screen, coming back to the point I was starting, so I already told you guys, disagree with the criticism that the film's message was too preachy. I think people try to read too much into race relations sort of topics now, and yeah, I get it. For some people, maybe they feel like the topic itself is over-mentioned, overdone, and I don't know. I can understand some of you maybe being sick of people talking about racial issues, but I think there was a little bit of projection going on with people saying that Zootopia's about racism, because I didn't get that at all. Not in the fucking slightest. So, my thought is, it's about everyone coming together, getting along for the greater good, right? Common goals, all of that good stuff, yada yada blah blah. So as for, though, my perception of the film outside of its overall message, it was okay. I think it's interesting that people loved it as much as they did, though, because I didn't think it was that novel or even that fascinating. And okay, so a lot of people don't watch Disney movies to be fascinated. They watch them to be entertained and to have a good laugh. And I'll give that movie credit where credit's due. I thought Zootopia was pretty funny. I laughed a lot at just Nick's lines and the interactions he had with Judy. But again, I don't think that the film was novel in any way. Like, I didn't really feel, I don't know, I didn't feel like anything surprised me or that, I'm trying to think of how to word this. It's not even that I was expecting every single moment to be a wow, oh my gosh, I can't believe it type situation, but I didn't have like any of those at all. And I had heard from a lot of people that, oh yeah, the story's so cool and it's so great and you won't be able to know what's going on, but I pretty much called everything that happened. And it wasn't me trying to be critical of it when I was watching it, but just, you know, my husband and I tend to banter a lot when we play games together. You guys should know that by now if you've watched our Legend of Dragoon collab LP or our Undertale collab LP. We just talk a lot when we're engaging in media together. So we were doing that when we were actually, hang on, give me a second, guys. Let me see, what do I want to do? Do we want to up attack power or do I want to bring up defense one more time? I think we'll just go with dig in. But we just tend to banter back and forth as we engage in various forms of media. So I predicted a lot of stuff that went on. And I thought, I'm kind of going all over the place, but there is a point to all this. I thought the way that the movie ended didn't really make sense, having the new mayor, so whatever her name was, Bellwether, be... Oh, interesting. I thought making Bellwether the enemy wasn't a good way to go, personally. I didn't feel anyway like it made sense for her to just, haha, surprise, I'm actually kind of evil and I'm more motivated to keep people afraid than I am to actually do what's right for the city. I mean, she herself faced so much bullshit from that piece of shit mayor that, I don't know, you guys. Maybe it makes sense to some people, but I thought it was a bit of a reach to have her be the bad guy. It would have made more sense to me to have the lion end up being the evil one, but it turns out he's just stupid and was doing, as he said himself, the right thing for the wrong reasons, I guess. I don't know. I really didn't see the point of the Lion Mare with how they spun the story. Not that I thought the story was bad, but anyway, I just didn't care that much for the ending, at least regarding that specifically. But, you know what, let's try Cracklin, this douchebag. And I need to kill this stupid snow leopard thing because he's getting on my fucking nerves. But with that being said, things that I loved about the movie. I thought it was so funny. Andrew and I were laughing our asses off, you guys, throughout most of it. We thought just the dialogue was great. And just the banter and the conversations felt so real. It didn't give off the impression to me anyway that people were reading from a script, which is sometimes how it feels when I'm watching Disney movies where everything seems really calculated, but in Zootopia, the dialogue for the most part was delivered in a way that felt like a real conversation you could have just overheard in the streets of your local capital city. You know what I'm saying? So I really liked that. I thought the movie was funny. I enjoyed how they structured dialogue as a whole. In addition to that, the animation was gorgeous. Was there anyone who didn't find it just to be overall incredibly breathtaking? I couldn't believe how much detail was put into, I don't want to call them graphics because that sounds more like I'm talking about a video game, but you know what I mean. Just the detail of the fur and like reflections, expressions on people's faces, body language. Disney went above and beyond with just how the audience perceived conversations, not just in what you were hearing, but what you were seeing. The way characters were moving and how they were interacting and looking at each other and blinking and smiling. Just phenomenal. I thought that in general, the visuals were stunning and outstandingly executed. But again, I really think the story was a little underwhelming, you guys. Like, I found it predictable. I don't know. I didn't think the story was that great. I've heard that they had a different story initially that was a little bit, I don't know if darker is the correct word, but it just wasn't as, I don't know, wasn't as lighthearted maybe? Maybe it was supposed to be lighthearted. I didn't really look that much into it, but I heard that there was a different spin on the events, but they ended up going this route. Like, I guess Nick was initially going to be the protagonist, but they decided to follow Judy's perspective instead, which, hey, I'll be honest, I think that's a pretty good move. Judy was a great protagonist. I thought she was really sweet, she was really cute, and who didn't think that the makeup scene between Judy and Nick, oh, that scene was to die for, you guys. It was beyond adorable. But I wonder if I'm the only person who actually doesn't want the two of them to become a romantic item. I don't know why people aren't okay with these two just being friends. I kind of like the dynamic of them just being partners in crime, and if there's ever Zootopia 2, I think it makes more sense for them to just be besties, and I don't know, maybe even Nick could be the awkward wingman as Judy tries to find love, or vice versa. I don't know. I think it's a reach from the community to want the two of them to become romantic with one another. I will throw this out there before we go ahead and conclude this episode, since, you know, the fight ended up taking a little bit too long. My best friend since like the 5th grade, I would say, he and I have been close for so many years, and it's a male. And I've never really, I guess, felt like, oh my gosh, we need to end up together. Obviously, since I married Andrew, it's fine that we're best friends. He's dating someone and has been with them for a year and a half. I have been with my husband for 13 years. But my best friend, again, who's male, like, it works out really well for us to be friends. And I think it'd be odd if people were trying to push us to be together. I just don't know why everyone feels just because you're of the opposite sex, you need to fuck each other. Like, why can't you just be fucking friends? I don't understand. But anyway, I'll talk a little bit more about those thoughts when we come up into episode 89. For now, let's just go ahead and part ways, and we'll sort of talk about the items that we picked up from this mini boss fight, and we'll look at the special coins and magic coins and maybe spend a bit of time divvying them up. So thanks as always for watching. I'm your host Rabbit, and this is my blind Let's Play of Grandia 2 Anniversary Edition. I'll see you soon, friends!